Welcome to Cinemondo with Kathy and Amit and Melanie and Yodha. Amit is from T54, Pardaisy Reviews is Melanie's channel, and Yodha is with me. We have him here as a special guest because we're reviewing a movie about Yodha, and he was interested. So here we are. Here he is. Okay, we'll see what happens. I know. Here we go. Right, baby. Here we go. All right. So what do we know about this movie, Yodha? I think it's the opposite of Star Wars.
Okay, this is the one that, do you remember? It was the insane promo when they came out of
my God, yes.
helicopter whatever in Dubai with the big poster. Remember that?
Yes. Oh my God, the big poster hanging in the air. That's right. That was so awesome. Oh my God,
that was so good.
That was so good.
So we did see a teaser or something.
Yes.
And I mean, it's Sidharth Malhotra. We know he's a warrior.
Yeah.
He's in uniform. Stop, period, end. That's all I need to know.
That's all we know. Yep.
And it's just like, why am I here?
What do you have to add to this, Amit?
I can't speak. I mean, it's a nice uniform, but I can't speak too much more about that. But
it looks very nice.
With Sidharth Malhotra, I didn't know much about him, to be honest. But I was actually one of the few people that I think watched that show, Mumbai Police or Delhi Police.
I still want to watch that.
Yeah,
that one was, which apparently got horrible reviews, but I absolutely loved it. Like I thought it was so much. I thought it was so much fun, and he was really good in it. I mean, they did some great stuff with like the cinematography and the storyline. I started off as kind of like, I thought it'd be really cheesy and like, you know, like a 90s sort of cop show, which I really like sort of liked back then. But then it got really serious, and it actually became like a good quality show. So I was like, what's people's problem with this? I absolutely love it. But he was great in it, so I'm definitely a fan of his. I can't say I've seen much of him, to be honest, but from the little bit I've seen, which is very recent, he's great. And if he's playing like another cop or military or something like that, you know,
he's found his sweet spot in doing these kind of military action kind of movies. He's very good at that.
I mean, I all I remember from the trailer of the Police Squad one is that he had very tailored police uniforms, and so I'm assuming that he will also be very well dressed in this. So we'll have to take a look. All right, let's take a look and see what the uniforms look like.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
हर किसी का सपना होता है अपने पापा की तरह बनना। मेरा भी था। अरुण और जानी तक हमें नेगोशिएट करना होगा। अरुण वेट, अरुण।
That suit.
अब इस शरीर पे या तो योद्धा का यूनिफॉर्म होगा या फिर तिरंगा।
चेन ऑफ कमांड्स कुछ होते हैं कि नहीं?
वैसे भी ऐसे बड़े-बड़े मिशन में ऐसी छोटी-मोटी गलतियां होती रहती सर।
हिंदुस्तानी सोल्जर्स बहुत सेफ्टी होते हैं
और सिर्फ फिर भी।
योद्धा नहीं, देश के दुश्मन नहीं।
इंक्वायरी खत्म होने तक आप सबको सस्पेंड किया जाता है।
जज रहा है तुझ पर, लेकिन बेटा इसे कमाना पड़ता है। फिर पूरी जिंदगी इसका सम्मान करना पड़ता है।
Cabin crew to stations preparing for departure.
पायलट ने 7500 स्कॉप किया है। It is an official hijack now.
खबर आ रही है कि एक भारतीय हवाई जहाज को हाईजैक कर लिया गया।
और फिर कमांडो कौन है?
संदिग्ध हाईजैकर भारतीय फौजी होने की आशंका जताई जा रही
है। पाकिस्तान से गुजरती हुई एक इंडियन फ्लाइट हाईजैक हुई है। ये कोई इत्तेफाक नहीं हो सकता। अरुण, वहाँ पर क्या चल रहा है? मेरे जो 3 टेररिस्ट के नाम दिए थे उनके बारे में कुछ पता चला?
This is AB-175 requesting emergency landing.
अरुण कभी चुप बैठने वालों में से था ही नहीं।
परिवार से बढ़कर देश सेवा है उसके लिए।
आज ना तुम रहोगे, ना तुम्हारा देश।
मैं रहूं ना रहूं, देश हमेशा रहेगा।
नेगोशिएट करने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए।
नेगोशिएट करना तो कभी योद्धा का स्टाइल था ही नहीं।
Now that's an NP right there. Yep. Okay, this has nothing to do with Yoda. Oh, push him away.
Nothing to do with Yoda.
Wow. Okay, so yes, his suits were very well tailored.
They were defying gravity sometimes. So
Yes, they were.
using the force, I guess.
They were.
Have you guys seen the Liam Neeson movie called Non-Stop?
Yes.
It's one where, it looked a lot. I mean, that in the second half, whenever when he was on the plane, reminded me. And that's one of my favorite, like, Liam Neeson movies, and probably one of my favorite movies because I love that movie. I've seen it so many times. He's stuck on a plane and he's basically trying to find out who the terrorist is or whoever the bad guy is. And there's a lot of the same kind of action combat. Like, because on a plane, you can't have big set sequences. You can't be running around. It's on a plane, and it's such a fun movie. And this reminded me a lot of that. So if this is coming on Amazon, I'm gonna watch this.
There's nothing like a hand-to-hand combat in a airplane bathroom. Come on.
Yeah, I mean that's all you need. I mean, that or a train. It's the same thing. It's like you have these long, skinny hallways, and you're trying to shoot all this action in there. It's really a challenge.
Yep.
I'm amazed because they always have like a camera spinning. And you can see the confines, but the camera somehow can get around them. It's really weird. I know that part of it's open, but I'm always amazed when they go around and the wall is there. And I'm like, movies are magic. That's all there is.
Yes, definitely.
Well, this looks super intense. When is this coming out? Did it say at the end? And I missed
March.
it. Or
This is March 15th.
One more week.
So many movies.
A few days. Yeah. Just a few days.
That's right. Only a few days at the end of this week. Awesome.
So many movies, and this one looks really fun.
This is coming straight to streaming, is it? I think that's.
Is it?
But the Amazon Prime, like,
it's okay. Amazon Prime can still. It could still.
Yeah, I know they can still.
It could still have a theatrical run. Amazon Studios and Dharma Productions, which is Karan Johar's company. So it doesn't mean that film was scheduled to be released in July, but was delayed.
Yeah, but it is playing in cinemas. Looks like not close to me, but it is playing in cinemas. But again, it could. So it probably is a theatrical release and come out. So, but it might come back to streaming a bit sooner than if it is an Amazon Prime.
Well, we know where it will be coming on streaming. Yeah. It's definitely
exactly.
It's definitely playing in theaters here in the US. So it's coming out Friday.
Oh wow. Nice. So I have some posters we can take a look at.
Okay.
I like this one. This is good.
Yeah. Bloodied, dirtied. Yeah.
You're looking at blood and dirt. I'm looking at like pec muscles, the way the shirt is tailored.
I was trying to be nice to Amit's sensibility. Okay.
We're hiding his face so we won't see him blushing as we talk about these.
Oh my god.
All right.
I mean, it looks like he's got a box cutter or something in his hand. I don't know what
I don't know what that is. Yeah. That's
so creepy to have
but this definitely shows us action on a plane. Okay.
Yep. It's a good shot of him. It's a head strip. His head looks a little small to me. I'm just saying. That's a hard one to do. The head strips are the hardest thing in the world when you're building movie posters. The head always seems the wrong size no matter what you do. And it could be incremental. This one's not a head strip. This looks good.
And it's like it's showing us the runway, but then it's showing us kind of what I assume is our establishing stuff about how he's a great soldier that we're going to see in the first half of the movie.
Yeah. The plane is almost lost above the title. It's barely there. It kind of blocked the.
Oh, yeah. Now I see it.
With that big old title, in case you didn't know what the movie was called. Then we have this one, kind of classy, thoughtful with the plane.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure we know it's a plane. I have to say, I take a little issue with the gun coming out of his head. It just looks weird to me, like a weird hat. It's those tendencies happen a lot when you're doing this kind of stuff. Then we have the closer up of the other one.
Yeah.
If I can't tell, I guess that's still the gun. The weapon is cropped really weird, so you can't really tell what it is.
And we sort of have the plane in the corner.
Yeah, and the plane is there. This time it's going away. Most of the time they're coming toward us. It's going away in this one. So
the plane's in every poster.
There's our marketing.
Reminding us.
So they were playing around. Exactly. These were all just star cells. They're selling him 100%. There's not even any other cast at all. And then
you're right.
Absolutely.
The plane, and it was just like but there's no palette. They didn't decide on a palette. They kind of went with every color they could think of. We did some warm palette, some were cool palettes, some are dark, some are light. They're trying everything with this. Sometimes they're consistent, and sometimes they just want to hit all the notes. So there we are. We hit them all.
I don't recognize anybody else in this movie. I'm not as familiar with Hindi cinema, but Sidharth Malhotra, Raashii, Khanna, Disha, Patani. Who's this? Sammy Jonas Heenley. Yeah, a lot of. I don't recognize anybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is definitely a Sidharth Malhotra, I guess, vehicle. It's going to be all about him. It seems that way.
Well, I mean, I know Ronit Roy plays his father. I recognized him. And I think we have. I do recognize Raashii Khanna. Like I think we have two female actresses because probably we have the love interest, and then we have the stewardess who is helping him. That's on the plane.
Yep.
So the flight attendant. I'm sorry, I'm not being politically correct, but so I think that's how they sandwich in two actresses. Disha Patani is the other one. So I don't know which one is which, but
looks like a fun, patriotic kind of what we like to call them kind of disaster movies where you have like stuff happening on a plane and the plane's doing crazy shit like spinning and flying upside down and stuff like, oh god, and he's seeing like that. This makes me so sick.
There's a theme right now with Indian movies doing a lot of stuff like I guess patriotic movies and also like soldier movies, army movies, police shows. Like there's been a few, right? There was a fighter movie with Hrithik Roshan.
Yeah, there was.
And then there's this one, and then there's that police show that I watched, and then there was wasn't there some movie called Sam or something like that? That was
that was Vicky Kaushal playing. That was a biopic of a
army general.
Armor general.
That's a, and I'm sure there's more. So it's been like a theme, and there's that other one with Prithvi Raj. What is that? With Akshay Kumar and Tiger Shroff.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So there's a big trend right now.
Amit, you're exactly right. There is a ton of these patriotic, military themed. Some of them are historical, but they're still kind of military action kind of movies. It's kind of for me, it's kind of a glut. I mean, it's like it's not necessarily my number one genre. I'm just being completely honest. And it is a little weird as an outsider to be like, am I supposed to feeling all, goosebumps at seeing the Indian flag and what, like, it's not for me, right? It's for the home audience to feel that. It was interesting seeing Fighter on Republic Day in Mumbai. But definitely, yes, there's a whole theme. And I mean, they're copying what the US does, right? I mean, Fighter was a Top Gun clone. Right? And they know Top Gun was a hugely success. The Top Gun sequel was a hugely successful Hollywood movie. And it doesn't hurt. Like we drove by in Delhi, we drove by the Air Force, Indian Air Force headquarters, and there was an enormous recruitment poster with Deepika and her helicopter. So in the same way that, and my husband recognized. He's like, "Oh, there's Deepika."
You were probably so proud.
I was. He knew. He came a long way from when he whispered to me in the movie. Am I supposed to know who this is?
But and then also Captain Miller, which I thought was fantastic.
But
really just stylish.
I mean, the reason the Indian military is happy to partner with, because it's a recruitment tool as well. In the same way that the U.S. Air Force is happy to work with Top Gun and make it look super real, because then it's a recruitment tool to get more people to join and want to be just like that. Right?
No, that's what the first one did, and that's what I don't know what the results of the second sequel did, but I know the first one definitely did that. The original Top Gun.
The second Top Gun was massive. It was like the biggest film of the year.
No, but I mean in terms of recruitment. Like, yes, I know it was a huge movie. I don't know how much of an impact it had to get people in the in the military. I guess because I mean I would assume so, but I'm not. But I guess Hollywood didn't double down on it. They just did Top Gun. They didn't have like 5 movies about a similar.
Well, I mean, Masters of the Air is on right now, which is World War II, but that's almost just as glossy. They have incredible plane footage and special effects. But they're definitely, it's hero worship all the way. I mean, there's a tiny bit of criticism. That's where it comes into. tiny bits of criticism about like, you know, how the military is deployed, what they're doing to these people. Like, you know, they just threw these kids into a meat grinder basically, and for, you know, that's what the movie's about. But you know, there's just, it's a very light criticism because ultimately, you know, it's a hero's journey. When you come to Hollywood, you do military films. That's what it's all about.
Right. I mean, so whereas I mean, I enjoy Sidharth Malhotra and I enjoy an action movie, but it does seem like there are a lot of these kind of films right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, I miss kind of the more traditional romantic comedies and things, you know, so, you know, Rocky or Ronnie kind of felt like, wow, it's that old Hollywood that I fell in love with. And there's just, I don't know, there's just not a lot of films like that right now.
He did do an SRK impression in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty cute.
That was pretty good. I laughed at that.
That was pretty cute. That was
very cute.
But I mean,
he did it well.
I mean, yeah, he did it very well. So I am a little tired of constant, you know, military themed action movies, but
we need more horror. That's what I say.
Listen to Kathy, because
not this again.
You know, Indian filmmakers, I know you're constantly thinking, but what does Kathy want?
But Kathy is asking for horror.
Kathy happy.
Can you make a horror military film? Just do that.
I mean, they just did one, right? They did the what's it called? The Ajay Devgan movie. So they obviously they did that because Kathy was saying.
See, they're listening to me. You guys make fun of me, but we got, you know, Akshay Kumar just did his horror movie. So come on. He's listening.
Can't it be like military and zombies? Like, can't you?
I know there was that film that was the Nazis who were zombies. That was fun.
Okay,
yeah, you got to see that go down. That was good. All right.
Anyway, since
there's really, off the rails.
Since there's really not a lot of other Hindi films that I can think of that are coming out in theaters right now, I am looking forward to seeing this one. I probably will try to see it on the big screen.
Yeah,
it looks like an enjoyable afternoon. So
exactly.
Oh yeah, it looks like fun. I mean, compared to some of the other ones that we've seen trailers for, this one looks more fun. I think it just looks like it's going to be small, contained within a plane. You know, the storyline's not going to be too broad. I think it's going to be more about the hero's journey. So just about the character, some cool action sets. You know, that's all you need. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Big screen, Melanie. Big screen.
Big screen. Yep. Big pecs on the
all
big
right.
screen. I'm ready.
He's like, please, God help me. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and subscribe to Amit at D54 and Melanie at Pardesi Reviews. See you next time.
Bye.